Happy before sunrise, and welcome to Exodus Effect. I've been challenged to further elaborate on my message about people coming to you saying, God told me to tell you. God told me to tell you. First of all, I said that's a problem, because that's a form of trying to manipulate and solidify it with putting God's name on it when you could have just said I thought or something like that. You know, you don't have to put something extra on it. God told me to tell you. Like that validates and solidifies it. No. Because first of all, this is how the Holy Spirit works. Most of the time when I agree that that you have to, he uses a vessel to speak to the people. How can the people hear without a minister, a preacher, a pastor, you know, a prophet? How can they hear? He used human vessels. I agree with that. The word talks about that. Now, but what I'm saying here is this is how the Holy Spirit works. Most of the time when there's a prophetic word given to you, you done already heard it before somebody come through and give it back to you again and give you confirmation. You heard it first. You done heard it in your heart. Something showed you already before somebody come through and water it again. You know what I mean? One plants, the other waters. Then the sun come out and it sprouts. But we got to be careful when people use these words, man. God told me to tell you. Hold on, man. So God couldn't tell me? We got access. The temple has been split and ripped. Now it's on all flesh. The Spirit is on all flesh. So he have total, straight, direct access to us. It don't matter if you high on some dope. It still can reach you. It don't matter if you caught in the middle of doing something you ain't got no business. There's no mountain too high, no valley too low where he won't go. Now we got to be careful, because even Christ told his disciples, they said, when they say I'm in the secret chambers in the east, he said, don't go. He said, there are many seducing spirits that go into the world, but they are enemies of me. You know, they're gonna use his name, man. He said many will use his name, but they are enemies of him. We got to be careful, because even Satan comes as an angel of light. Even Christ identified the enemy that was in Peter that was walking with him. He didn't disrespect or belittle Peter. When Peter tried to use his name, when Christ was talking about, you know, I got to go to the cross, I got to get buried, I got to raise up from the dead, and I got to go through all this. And then Peter all of a sudden said, Lord forbid, you not. You gonna use my name? So he didn't call Peter's name. He called the thing that was inside him. He said, but God, get behind me, Satan. So we got to understand that, man, people sometimes get used, and we got to watch that. We got to always be vigilant, man. We ain't got time. We can't afford to be naive in these times, like my homeboy Doran always say, man. But yes, be careful, man. And I mean that, and I don't stand down on that. I stand on my pivot on that, solid with it. You know, be real careful, man, when people has to use those words. They feel like they have to use the God told me to tell you. Man, that's called witchcraft. You don't need to manipulate my mind, man. If you speaking something real, just say it, man. I'll take your opinion. Or you could just use the words and say, I read. Or God told me. You know? And you can choose for yourself if it lines up with your spirit, the Holy Spirit. If it's right for you. Matter of fact, pray about it. You could say God gave you a word, but at the same time, at least give the person a choice and say, now go back and do the research or pray about it and see if it's for you, because you ain't manipulating. You letting them use their own brain, man. The thing is, see, the thing about witchcraft, It's about control, man. And control don't want you to use your own brain. So if it's all about if the statement that somebody bring to you, it's all about shutting down your thought process and your defenses by using the word Christ or his name, because that's what that's all about, that it's not from Christ. Christ wants you to think. The Father always wants you to think. When he came to Adam, the first thing he did was ask him, where are you? Not that God didn't know where he was at. He knew where he was at. He was wanting Adam to think for himself. Look at your situation. Look at your life. You hiding it in shame and blame. Now what's your aim? Be careful. Be vigilant, man. I love y'all. And once again, this is Exodus Effect. I do this because I love you. And catch this vibration and let it raise your frequency. Now.